Hello you guys and welcome back to my kitchen. So today we're gonna make some maini or liver, the cow's liver. As you can see, I already cut it into pieces and I removed the membrane. It usually has a membrane, so I already removed them. So we're gonna make it, we're gonna fry it, and as you can see I have all these ingredients here. I have some tomatoes, I have half of capsicum or hoho, and I have garlic. I don't have ginger though. I didn't know. I came back from town, I didn't know. So I have a large onion. As you can see, I'm going to use salt and wet and fry from tropical heat, Spanish paprika, garlic powder, and 2 cubes. So I'm gonna chop all the ingredients and we can get started, to fry the liver. So let's get started. We're gonna start with the onion. This is how I usually cut my onions. Listen, I'm scared of the knife, so whatever works. So we're gonna chop this into little cubes. Don't mind the background. My baby is watching Miss Rachel, to distract her as I make our dinner. So we're gonna chop this into cubes. And mind you, I like using a lot of onions. I don't play about my onions in my food. So we're gonna put it in this bowl over here. Next, we're gonna chop the capsicum or hoho. Listen, I know people are gonna judge me for this, but I love hoho. I love the smell of hoho in the food. I love, the smell of it, but I don't like to eat it. Like, I don't want to see it in my food, so I'm gonna chop it into smaller cubes. Okay, let me change this knife. This knife is not working for me. I'm gonna use another one, chef's knife. So I'm gonna chop it into little cubes. Well, this knife is better. Sometimes this knife works better than the other one, and mind you, I haven't sharpened it or anything. So, and guys, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button down below and subscribe to my channel. We're gonna put the capsicum here. Like I said, I don't want to see, I don't want to taste, not taste, but chew on the capsicum. I love the smell of it, I love to use it, but I don't want to, I don't want it in my mouth. I don't like how they taste when you chew on them. So this, we're going to chop up the tomatoes. I already washed everything here before I started chopping them. So I'm going to chop the tomatoes, not like a smaller. I'm going to chop it into a little bit bigger chunks because I'm going to blend them. So, I hate knives. I'm going to blend them, so I'm going to chop it, not as finely as this or this, but it's going to go into the blender. So I finished chopping up the tomatoes into these big chunks. I'm going to use this small blender to blend it because I don't want to add water into the tomatoes when I'm blending it. So I'm going to use this because this one works wonders. You don't need to add water to it before you can blend the tomato. So let's put it in. I can use my hands. I already washed my hands like 1,000 times today. So I'm going to blend the tomatoes. So let's blend the tomatoes. Shake it a bit so that we can get to the chunks that haven't been blended yet. And then we're gonna okay. I overfilled it, so I think it's good. I think it's blended. Yeah, I think it's good. So now we're gonna get back to cooking. So the tomatoes are ready, and now we're gonna, mash the garlic. Oh, I have another one in here, so that's good. We're gonna mash the garlic. I'm gonna mash it into fine paste. I prefer to mash my garlic than to grind it with the blender. So we're gonna mash it up. Mash. As you can see, the garlic is mashed. Yeah, I think that's fine. We're gonna leave it in here for now, but so that when we're ready to use it, we're gonna just scoop it out instead of putting it in there. So let's get back now to the cooking. Let's put this on here. So I added 3 tablespoons of cooking oil to my pan, as you can see. So I'm gonna add the onions first. Let me find my wooden spoon. So we're gonna put the onions. We're gonna heat it all up together and the capsicum together. Like I said, I don't want to taste the capsicum, so we're gonna cook this one first. So let's put it on the stove. So we're gonna light the fire first. We're gonna light the fire and then put our pan on it and saute the onions and the capsicum until they get softer, so that we can add other ingredients. You can hear my baby in the background. So we're gonna leave it until it cooks down a little bit. So yeah, when that one is cooking, as you can see, the liver has a lot of water in it. So I'm gonna take a paper towel or a serviette like this and just dab it in so that it can get the excess water from the liver. Guys, one funny thing is that before I couldn't even put liver into my mouth because I used to hate it so much. Just the smell of it, as you know, the liver has some sort of smell, so just the smell of it used to trigger me. Like, it used to make me want to puke. So, but as I grew older and I had my own home, I introduced myself to the liver and I cooked it in a way that, it enhances the taste of it. And nowadays I don't hate it as much. So, because if I hated it, you wouldn't even be seeing me cooking it right now. So, yeah, let's get cooking. That is a fun fact, by the way. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you can like this video, I'm going to be grateful forever. Let's be besties now. Come on. We can be besties, So, I'm going to leave this one to saute a little bit until the onion turns golden brown so that I can add other spices. So guys, as we wait for this one to saute, I'm going to cook some kales or sukuma wiki. Yeah, I'm going to pair Maini with sukuma wiki and ugali. I'm going to cook ugali last because, we want to eat it when it's hot. So let's, put sukuma wiki over here so that we can cook them together instead of me waiting for this one to cook. So yeah, let's get to it. So as you can see, guys, the onions have sauteed and it's almost brown color. So the next step, we're going to add our tomatoes. And over here, I've got my kales. Sukuma wiki. It's cooking over there. So yeah, I'm going to wait for these onions to just saute a little bit before I can add in my tomatoes. We don't want it to be burnt or anything. Listen, this is cooking with Jemima on a budget, okay? We ain't making anything fancy, so this is cooking with me on a budget. Yeah. As you can see, the onions have sauteed and the capsicum, they have, rendered down. It's like it has become softer. So this one I can eat, but I don't want to see it in my food. This is the main dish of our channel today, so let's focus on this one. The other one, we can do it. So now that my onions have sauteed, I'm going to add the tomatoes that we blended. I like my food with blended tomatoes so much because you can never go wrong with blended tomatoes. I don't want to see tomatoes, all over my plate. So yeah, so I'm going to add the the spices and the salt and let it boil down a little bit before we can add the liver. So yeah, so first of all, we're going to add some salt. I don't want to put too much because I'm going to use the Rico cubes as well. So and I'm going to use wet and dry fry like this. Is a really deal. This right here. Without this, you can never make anything meat related because it will be boring. So this is how it's looking inside. So we're going to put just a little bit because the liver is not too much. Like a tablespoon? No, a teaspoon. We're going to use a little bit of the Spanish paprika. I love making my food with Spanish paprika as well. This is one of my these are my favorite ingredients, spices to use. So I'm also going to add a little bit of the garlic powder. I had ginger powder, but it's finished, so we're going to use what we have. Like I said, this is cooking with Jemima on a budget. So we're going to mix it all in and let it boil a little bit before we can add the liver. Like I said, I used to hate eating Maini, but ever since I moved into my apartment, I you know, I learned how to cook it, and it became one of my favorite dishes to cook. And now I can stand eating it because it has flavors. It has, you know, spices to it. It doesn't taste as blunt as we used to eat when we were young, because, well, our parents never used, you know, the spices. So yeah, so I'm gonna let it simmer down a little bit. Let's focus on my sukuma wiki. Listen, guys, you can fight me on this one, but the best skuma is the one you cook with onions only, not tomatoes. Like, why go through all that trouble? You can cook your skuma wiki with only onions, and it can come out as great as ever. So yeah, I'm gonna let it cook a little bit before I can add in the skuma wiki, and, you know, let it cook for like 5 minutes. Turn this one off. Yeah, so let's get straight to it. So the onions have become golden brown. I'm gonna add in my skuma now. I love my green skuma wiki. I don't like it when it's cooked too much and it loses its color. Like, love it like this. No, just skuma wiki, onion, and a little bit of salt and the cube. That's it. So I'm gonna cover this one to cook while we focus on our main dish. So as you can see, the tomatoes have cooked down a little bit. So I'm gonna add in my Maini. And we're not gonna add water to it because, remember, I removed the membrane on top of the Maini. Like, ukienda kununua Maini, you should tell the butchery man akufungie tu katikati home before ukatekate, unatoa hiyo ngozi yake ya juu, and then unakatakata, so that your Maini, when you cook it, inaiva haraka. Like, it doesn't take a lot of time when you remove the membrane of the liver. So yeah, I reduced the. I'm gonna put it on high heat and let it cook. My God, I'm gonna add a little bit of water at the end because I have a 1-year-old and she's gonna want to eat it so that she can get the soup. But I'm gonna let it cook for now. I'm telling you, the smell that is coming from this one, don't play with me. Like I said, this is cooking with Jemima, but on a budget, okay? So we're gonna cover this one to cook. So sorry, I don't know if I should reduce the heat a little bit and let it cook on its own. But yeah, so as far as skuma wiki, it's cooking over here, and when it's cooked, I'm gonna add these two to it to enhance the taste of it. And when this one is cooked as well, I'm gonna add 2 of them again. So yeah, let's wait for them to cook. So my skuma wiki has cooked a little bit. I'm gonna add in the 2 Royco cubes. Like, having skuma without Royco cube is like an offense, and in Kenya at least. Like, this is what enhances the taste of it. So yeah, you need to have it with it. So we're gonna mix it in, and then we're gonna cover it so that it can cook for at least another 2 to 3 minutes. 2 to 3 minutes, and then it's gonna be done. So I'm not gonna show y'all how to cook ugali because I assume, like, everybody knows, because my biggest audience are Kenyans, and I assume everybody in Kenya knows how to cook ugali in their own way. So I'm not gonna show y'all how to do it. So yeah, now I'm gonna cover it. You see the green color in it? Like, this is what I want. I don't wanna add too much ingredients in it. Like I said, this is cooking with Jemima on a budget. So yeah, we're gonna let it cook a little bit, and we're gonna check on our liver. Wow, it's starting to. I see a bigger piece here. Like, I didn't see it before, but it's okay. It's cooking. You see that? Guys, let me tell you the smell of it. I'm not even going to say anything more. I can't wait to eat it with my family. You see, it's cooking amazing. Let me bring the camera. See that? Let me move it. That is amazing. See? Like, I love cooking liver because it is soft and it doesn't take a lot of time to cook it. And now I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit so that it can cook on low heat for 10 more minutes. Yeah, guys, this is what I was saying. You see this? It is already starting to cook to you know, because I removed the membrane of it. I know some people know this, others don't, but when you remove the membrane of the liver, it cooks a little bit faster than when you don't remove it. So yeah, now I'm gonna add a little bit of water, so just a little bit, so that my daughter can get something to eat her ugali with, because she's 1-year-old. Yes, she can take Maini, but her food has to have to have some soup to it. So yeah, and I don't have hot water, so I added in just a little bit of the cold water. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna let it cook down a little bit. I'm gonna mix it in. I think our skuma is ready. I turned the heat off, the one that is cooking skuma wiki, and I'm gonna let it simmer down a little bit before it gets ready. So yeah, guys, it has cooked a little bit. I'm gonna add 2 Royco cubes to it. Like I said, my food, I don't cook food without Royco cube. Like, this is like my secret ingredient to finish off the dish. And I went to the market this evening and I forgot to bring some dania, but it's okay. Like I said, this is cooking with Jemima on a budget. With or without dania, the food smells great, and I know when it's done, it's gonna taste amazing. Guys, just look at this. Look how thick that is. Ooh! Oh my God. Like, it looks amazing. It smells amazing. So I'm gonna reduce the heat to the smallest setting and allow it to simmer down just a teeny bit more before it becomes ready. Guys, this right here is a lifesaver when you are cooking a meat or poultry dish. This right here, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, it has a lot of ingredients to it. It has cornstarch that is making the food get thicker. It has salt, it has paprika, garlic powder, black pepper, onion powder, oregano, celery salt. It has parsley to it, so I don't need dania. It has basil, it has rosemary, and an anti-caking agent. Like, it's not even a joke. Let me do this. See that? You can see the rosemary, you can see the bay leaves, you can see the oregano. Look at that. Even the parsley leaves, you can see in it. And it has salt to it, so it's good to go when you're cooking with it. You can use from Tropical Heat or the Royco one. I love me my spices, so don't tell me nothing. So we're gonna come back when this one is ready. So yeah. And guys, as we wait for the food to cook, I want to remind y'all that I have a YouTube channel actually. So just hit the subscribe button below and subscribe to my channel. Don't mind how I look. Like, it's nighttime and I'm making dinner, so we don't mind how we look right now. But guys, please, 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 just subscribe to my channel, like my video, and I'm gonna make more cooking videos with me. I'm gonna call my challenge Cooking with Jemima, period. So please like, share, and comment on my video, and subscribe. Okay, subscribe. So let's check on our liver now. As you can see, the liver has been cooking for quite some while. Ooh. Wow. The soup has gone down a little bit, but not the way I like it. But because I have a daughter, I can't complain. As you can see. Okay, let me bring the light closer. Just look at it. Look at it. The liver with some ugali. Let's call this liver stew. Yeah, we can call it the liver stew because we put a little bit of supu. I'm not a Kikuyu, so don't say that I love supu. I just have a 1-year-old, and we're gonna have this one for dinner, and she's gonna need some soup to eat with her ugali. So yeah, guys, look at it. Let's just say that this is a success for me. Look at that. I can give y'all a taste test if you like. Here is it. Have you tasted it? Oh, the camera is out of focus. Have y'all tasted it? Yeah, okay. So thank you so much, y'all. I'm gonna turn off the gas now and let the Maini cool for some time before I can serve dinner, because we have like 30 more minutes before we eat dinner. So this is my Maini. Check. I'm gonna put some of it, a little bit